This is Will's Band of the Week for December 4th, 2016. Hello, and welcome to another edition of Will's Band of the Week. This is Will, and yep, that's all we've got today, just me. And here's the thing, this is the pre-end-of-year edition of the podcast. We're gearing up for all of our great discussions about our favorite music of the year. So here is the general calendar. Next week, we will have the big end-of-year special with myself, Barrett, and Chris. The following week and the week after, I'm hoping, this is my goal, and of course it's always a little bit subject to random scheduling factors, but I'm hoping to get 2 correspondents on the following week, and then the other 2 correspondents on the week after that. So I think that would be cool if we could pull that off. That's the goal. In the meantime, everybody should, if you have any lists or recommendations for your favorite music of the year, send them to us anytime, whenever you've got them. And the best way to do that, well, there are a lot of ways, but email, a good old-fashioned email to willsband@yahoo.com works very well. But also, we've got a Twitter account at willsband, and we have a Facebook page. Just search for Will's Band of the Week, and you'll find it. So I think that's about it. If you want to send us audio, too, we love that. An audio synopsis or something. Whatever you have, send it to us, and that will be fun. So before we get to the end-of-year lists, I've got a few things. In case you don't have enough music to listen to, got a few things I can tell you about this week. So it'll be kind of a short one, but some things that are worth mentioning before we get to the end-of-year lists. So first of all, why don't we start with ESP Ohio? This is the latest of the endless supply of Robert Pollard's side projects. Robert Pollard, of course, being the Guided by Voices guy. And this one, I've talked about this before, about how he's oversaturated the market. There's too much of his stuff out there. He pretty much makes it impossible for people to sort through it, unless you're going to listen to, only Robert Pollard and no other music. And nobody's going to do that. So it helps to have an editor, and so I'm supplying that role this week. And the reason I'm playing this is because it's good. It's one of his better side projects that he's done in a while, I think. And there's nothing earth-shattering. All the songs pretty much sound like Robert Pollard songs. This album, to me, sounds more like the late, probably about maybe 2005 to 2010 era Guided by Voices, when they were a little bit more clean production and, a little bit less experimental and a little more just straight-ahead pop songs, but good quality. Maybe one of the reasons it sounds this way is that Doug Gillard is the guitar player, one of the collaborating guitar players, and so that may be a reason why there's a similarity. So this album by the side project called ESP Ohio, it's called Starting Point of the Royal Cyclopean, and I'm going to start with a track called Lithuanian Bombshells.
With your face, with romance, with yourself, Lithuanian bombshells. You can always go home when your time is right. You'll know, talking space, make no sense. New York shines, Lithuanian bombshells. You can never get high enough. The New York time is right. You will know when the time is right to know.
ESP Ohio. All right, let's keep it rocking. Here's a kind of a catchy pop song called Girl's House.
Slow down, slow down, slow down, you clown. It's a girl's house. Make a move around. We'll be back in town when it's over now. And it's a mean stretch of dancing the road, where every tire never fails to explode. So grab the wheel and hold on, don't you know? It's in a girl's house. Heavy blondes to cook, it's the way they look in a girl's house. And you don't act like you, I'd be a zombie too in a girl's house. And Dr. Greenman is having the spins, having been dealt the identical twins. He's got a permanent droop where he grins. He's not all there now. In a girl's house, you will grow older. Grandma says you're never too old to be told. In a girl's house, Grandma says you're never too old to be told. In a girl's house, Grandma says you're never too old to be told. In a girl's house, Grandma says you're never too old to be told. In a girl's house.
That's ESP Ohio. The album is called Starting Point of the Royal Cyclopean. All right, let's play one more. This is track 4, Miss Hospital 93.
Inflaming eyes and poor bladders of down. A swollen leg is not happening. And now I know it's been long coming. Miss Hospital 93. She keeps pulling it out for me. She keeps me going. It's how it has got to be. To keep growing naturally for me only. In pain a lot, there's the line in the hall. She says away and they scatter, because they know it so long, honey. Miss Hospital 93. She keeps pulling it out for me. She keeps me going. It's how it has got to be. To keep growing naturally for me only. So lovely, lovely Miss Mystery. So lovely, lovely Miss Mystery.
That's ESP Ohio, the latest Robert Pollard side project. For this week, I'm going to declare myself Robert Pollard's editor, and I'm declaring this one to be worthy of your time to listen to. So, check it out, ESP Ohio. All right, the next one I have, this is very interesting, because a couple weeks ago, we had Nicholas on the podcast, and in our extensive pre-production meetings, I ran this album by him, said I'm thinking about talking about this album, and this was one that he said, I'm not really into that one very much. So, and here's the thing. this person is from Melbourne. It's an artist from Melbourne. I ran it by Nicholas. He didn't like it very much. So that's kind of cool, really, right? Because like we're a worldwide podcast, and sometime I want Nicholas to pick out some band from Madison, and then I'm going to tell him I don't like him very much. That'd be fun, right? Okay. It's a woman named Carla dal Forno, and it's kind of electronic and a little, I don't know if you'd call it ambient, but it's kind of along those lines, but it has enough of the, sort of the rock sort of side to it, I guess, that I can get into it. And I kind of like the moodiness of the whole thing. So it is a relatively short 8-song thing, a little bit under 30 minutes, and it's called You Know What It's Like. So let's start with track 2, which is called Fast Moving Cars. Carla dal Forno. It's kind of a mood thing, and I like the mood. So, yeah. So let's play another one. This is track 4 called What You Gonna Do Now. That's Carla dal Forno. Maybe from the mood of that, you know by now whether you like this or not. But I'm going to play one more. But if you didn't like it, then just jump ahead about 2 minutes. But if you liked it, then listen to this one too. The title track is called You Know What It's Like. There you go, Carla dal Forno, and the album is called You Know What It's Like. Okay, I've got one more for this week, and I'm happy to be able to promote a Madison band. Well, they're mostly a Madison band, but they don't all live in Madison, but they're all in the state of Wisconsin. And this is a band called Squarewave. Now, there's another one of these band name confusion things, because there are, as far as I can tell, at least 2 other Squarewaves. This one's spelled with one word, and there's another Squarewave, one word, and there's another one spelled with 2 words that I found on one of the streaming services. So as far as I can tell, this album is not, right at the present time at least, on the streaming services. You can get it at their record label called Artisanal Records. But I'll give you more details on that in a little bit. But this is a band that has common members from an old Madison band that was actually my favorite Madison band from back in probably from about the mid-'80s to mid-'90s, called Ivory Library. And I guess the main guy would be a guy named Jeff Jagalow. He was sort of the mastermind of Ivory Library. And there's another guy who was in Ivory Library, I guess kind of in the late stages of that band, that is now part of the Squarewave project. And they've put out a pretty impressive album. It's very long. If you're going to delve into it, I think requires some patience. It's almost an hour and 20 minutes long total. And they've spent a lot of time recording this, and probably just decided they wanted to make it big and put the whole thing out there. So I've definitely determined that this is podcast worthy. So the album is called A Tighter Knot, and let's just start with the first track, which is a good one, called Stay Away.
Pull yourself
That's Squarewave. Wall of sound, right? And a good wall of sound, I think. All right, let's play another one. This is called Float Away. That's Squarewave. The album is called A Tighter Knot. So if you want to find this, either go to Artisanal Records or you can search Squarewave, A Tighter Knot. And then you'll find the right Squarewave. So these guys are going to have a release party, I guess, a show in Madison in the middle of January. I'm very interested to see how they play some of these songs because there are so many layers. And I think they just have 4 people in the band, so it'll be interesting to see how they can reproduce it live. Very much looking forward to that. So I will give a live report, of course. All right, let's play one more. And this is an 8-minute track that kind of develops, takes a few minutes to develop. So I'm going to break in at about the 3-minute mark. And the song is called Promise to Leave.
And sense each thought, each obstacle. I don't need to find this edge against this dull to shine, this step ahead, this fall behind.
Squarewave. That's a sampling from their new album called A Tighter Knot. Check it out. That's what I've got. I think that was pretty good, actually, I think, for a pre-end-of-year little sample of some good music. So, wow, pretty exciting. I hope everybody's working on their end-of-year lists. What I'm doing is I've got a kind of a working list. It's pretty close. It always seems to happen that number like 8, 9, and 10 are a little tricky because, you have certain things and you're thinking, well, that's definitely in the top 10. So then for those, it's sort of like, well, you're deciding on an order, which is a challenge in itself. But then you get to the 8, 9, and 10, and sometimes you're like, oh, wait a minute, that was really good. Maybe that should sneak in at number 9 or 10. And I'm kind of going through that right now. So I'm trying to, first I had all of my music from 2016 playing on random. And then one of my kids said to me, why do you listen to stuff at random? I hate doing that. I just listen to albums. So I felt good about that my sons like to listen to full albums. But I said, well, I kind of have to let some of these songs like come at me at random so that I can decide, how much do I really like this and what impression did it make on me. So I'm going back and forth, and then sometimes a thing will pop up, and I'll be like, wait, now I'm going to go back and listen to that whole album. So I did that in one case today. So it's still working itself out, but the albums will find their place where they belong, right? That's how it works. So, all right, I'm really looking forward to this. It's been a fun year of regular podcasts, and it's time to do the greatest hits. So we will talk to you again next week with the big end-of-year special. Good night. You can subscribe to the Will's Band of the Week podcast using iTunes or any other podcast app. All of our podcasts are also available directly on our webpage, willsband.net. You can contact us directly by email to willsband@yahoo.com, on our Facebook page, or on Twitter @willsband. The Will's Band of the Week podcast is brought to you every week from Fourth Bedroom Studios in Madison, Wisconsin. Our theme music was composed by Grant and performed by Grant and Will. Thanks for listening.